Thank you, Jane. She is beautiful, but not like the girls in the magazines. She is beautiful for the way she thinks. She is beautiful for that sparkle in her eyes. She is beautiful for her ability to make people smile. She isn't beautiful for something as temporary as her looks. She is beautiful deep down to her soul. But who is she, Shivani?
She's a model, an icon of glamour and fame, a fashion influencer, and now a meditation teacher. We have with us no other than Rhea Pillai. Welcome, Rhea, to Welcome
Thank,
Worthwhile Wednesday.
thank you. What a generous welcome. My God, so good to be here.
Rhea, we have heard so much about the world of glamour and fame. There is a quote: the further you go, the harder it is to return. How much truth is there to this?
Um, well, the thing is, I believe in all things that take place in life, and I'm going to look at it from a broader perspective. Um, with everything that you achieve, big or small, if you if there is a sense of balance through it all, um, it can never be too far. Forgive me. It can never be too much. Um, it's always just right. So it's a sense of finding your way, never being lost, no matter how great the fame or not.
Nicely said. Thank you. You have been a model, an ambassador for so many brands. Ample glamorous opportunities have come your way. Can you tell us, did it all fall on your lap or was it pure effort? I'm sure all budding models would want to know how to navigate themselves in the world of modeling.
Okay, so now we're talking about something that actually began many years ago. Okay, so and it did fall on my lap. I was 17. I was in my pajamas, and my cousin was one of the top models in India. And there was a photo shoot that was happening in my on my terrace. And she woke me up for company, and I was back from school and nothing to do, and so I was just sitting around, and I think the photographer was bored between changes of my cousin, so he started taking pictures of mine. He just told me go change into a t-shirt and um, pair of jeans, and I did, and I was like, I mean, zero makeup, nothing. And we're sitting over there, and the next thing I know that it came in. There's a magazine in India, which is called Society magazine, and it came as the face of the year. And then,
Wow.
yeah, it's quite bizarre. And there was this company, Sistas, is advertising company, which was representing a brand called Hotshot, which had these cameras. So they called up Society magazine. They said, how do we get in touch with this girl? And then they got in touch with me, and that was the way I started. So, and the next thing I knew, I had all these big, huge billboards all around Bombay, and it just that was it. That was it.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
I know.
cool.
It was one of those. I was fortunate, I think. I know a lot of people struggle, and I think everything in my life. If I if I'm struggling towards it, I'm not getting it. But if I
Okay.
don't do anything, it comes. It's just that's the way it is with me. I don't know how it works, but I've just figured and surrender. And I just say, okay, I get it.
That's beautiful.
Do you have any tips for the budding models?
Yes, I have tips for anyone who's actually not only just for in the world of fashion and entertainment. I think world of just in life for those of us who are striving to be something, become something, and opportunities are not really coming your way the way you want it to. The way you want things to happen. Um, Hang in there. I believe I'm a big believer of time, And I believe that um, when the time is right, you are in the right place at the right time for the right things to happen. And just wait for that moment.
What season best fits your personality, Rhea?
What season?
Yes, what season?
I'm gonna have to say spring because I like a little bit of the sun out, and I like a little bit of the cool breeze, and yeah. So I
August.
think it's a
Which do you listen to the most, your heart or your brain?
oh God. I wish I wish I could say it was a balance of both, but that's not true. I think I let my heart rule me most of the time,
Like
and it's
most of
not
us right here.
yeah, not always the wisest thing to do, I have to say, but I'm happy where I am, and I'm happy with what I've done in my life, and so not too bad. So it's okay. Yeah.
Over to you, Neelam.
So, who is the most interesting person you have met and talked with?
Oh my God, that has to be Gurudev Shishi Ravi Shankar, hands down, no question about it. Um, I've known him for now, like many of us here, 25 years and counting. And till date, if there's an opportunity to sit in and hear him or have it be fortunate to engage in discussion, I would drop everything like that to be there. Yeah. Yeah.
If there's one thing you could change about yourself, what would it be?
One thing I could change about myself. Wow. Um, since nothing comes to mind, I think I'm doing okay.
Wonderful. That's lovely. If you could send a message to the whole world and they would listen, what message would you give?
Oh God, let there be peace. There's just, it's heartbreaking what is happening around the world. And it's just the simplest thing I think everyone today would say. Just let there be peace. Yeah.
Much needed. The voice of
Much
peace
needed.
needs to be louder than ever before.
Yes, absolutely.
What was the last experience that made you a stronger person?
Oh God, Neelam, I've had many such experiences. I think, everybody's graph, if is an up and a down in life, but there are degrees, and mine has been like really up and really down. So many, many, many brilliant experiences, good experiences, many very tough experiences. Um, so I'm not going to pinpoint one tough experience. They've all taught me something, and um, the tough has been very tough, and I'm just happy that I walk out of it. If you ask me if I'm happy, and I can say yes, I am, and I can say that truly, um, then I've learned a lot.
Mm.
Yeah, and I can't really put in words what I've learned. I can just feel it through and know that okay, I'm happy with who I am, where I am, what I'm doing, and that's a told story.
So, those who are going through very tough experiences right now in their life, what are your tips or advice you could give them?
Um, when the tough times roll, and if you're in a perfect storm where everything hits you, whether it's health, whether it's finance, whether it's name, fame, reputation, everything, it kind of all caves in. Um, People you count on no longer are around, and people, even those who really love you, question you and your abilities, and so it's everything's in question. And that's the time I say, really dig deep into you, because it's the only person who's going to pull you through this. And I relied really heavily on, we're all teaching the breathing techniques, Sudarshan Kriya Prana. And I'm not just saying this because I'm saying it so very truly. When the chips were down and I thought it couldn't get any worse, um, the one thing I would do was what we call sadhana, my spiritual practice, which was very predominantly breath related. I I kind of just dived into that, and it just pulled me up and gave me the strength I needed. And that, I think there's two things I believe very strongly in. One is myself, and one is in this universal higher intelligence, this divine power. You can call it any name you want. It exists, and when you kind of are in sync with it, and when you tune into that, and you resonate, and you're operating from that space, it may take time. It takes time, and that's when you need to have patience and faith, but it will fall into place again when the time is right. Until then, just know that everything changes. This moment is going to lead to the next, it's going to lead to the next. So don't let this moment get the better of you. Don't give your power away. Stand tall, believe, and see what happens.
Very
Yeah.
inspiring words. I think this will help a lot of people
Yeah.
listening. And you're right, sadhana is like an anchor.
Oh, yes.
It's
Yes.
really pulled a lot of people through the last 2 years with
I can
COVID.
imagine. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
So, on a lighter note,
Yeah.
I know you absolutely love dogs.
Oh
And
God. You
what
want
are
to
the
see what's
two
going on
things?
in my house right now?
What's going
You have
on?
one,
Tell
right? Or
us.
two?
I have, well, I just, so one of the dogs that I feed on the street got hit by a car,
Oh.
and he wasn't in a very good shape at all, but he's doing much better. So now the shelter couldn't keep him because he's out of danger, but he can't walk. So I can't put him back on the street because he's not going to survive. And my daughter's in America right now, so she's studying there. So it's just me at home. And I said, okay, let me bring him home. I have two other dogs at home. So, and the dog, the street dog's not vaccinated. So I have to really isolate him in one area so it's it's a big thing because suddenly I have to I'm called in, I'm woken up in the middle of the night and I'm running here and I'm trying to do something. It's like it keeps me very, very busy. My friend thinks, they think I'm a little a little crazy, but I love dogs and I love animals. And when I see them, I can't see them suffer. I just can't. It just this I can't do it. So
They're so
yeah.
beautiful and so unconditional, right? With their
Yeah.
love. And
Yeah.
we have a dog as well at home, which
Yeah.
now Shivani has a
I
dog.
have a dog too, yeah.
Oh, you do? What
I
breed?
do. We actually adopted him.
Okay.
So he's a mixed breed. Um, and Sitara,
But
my older daughter, he's actually a street dog.
that's
And we have,
brilliant.
yeah, so that's what we've done. I mean, I'm still not very comfortable because I've never had pets, but he's growing on me. So it's a
Oh,
new experience.
you have done such an amazing thing. I think the best thing to do is just adopt and rescue. This right now, I think that's amazing.
My daughter will be very happy to hear this podcast.
Yeah.
And
So,
you're, yeah.
yeah, no, so I was gonna ask, what are the two things you'd like to ask your dogs if they could speak?
Oh, I'm always trying to figure out what they're thinking. Like I went to I don't know what the two things are, but I'll tell you exactly what happened 2 nights ago. So I had sectioned off my this where this street dog I put him. He can't really move his left leg, has no sensation. Right leg is getting sensation back, and he's getting stronger because I'm really feeding him nicely, and all of that.
Mhm.
Okay, but I've like put him all in a safe zone, and I've got my two dogs with me in my bed. I'm sleeping in my room. My one the I had actually rescued another dog from the street who's now become domesticated. So she's a beautiful kind of a lab mix, Great Dane mix, and she gets up in the middle of the night and she wants to go and sleep in the living room, which is that's her thing that she does. So she does that, and then this is a bit of a long story, but I'm going to try and nutshell it. Um, so she goes and sleeps out, and then at 2:30 in the morning, suddenly she comes racing to my door and barks, which she never does, and I open it. And, like I just instinctively something wrong. The other dog, which I've got to kind of get him all okay, he broke through the barriers, and he was coming, in his little lopsided
Wow.
way towards my room, and he didn't want to be left alone, and he had created this ruckus, so I had to calm him down and sit with him and all of that. And so I had to restructure the whole thing so it doesn't happen again, because I didn't want my dogs to get into a fight or whatever. So now I went to sit with him just before I came and did this.
Mhm.
We're sitting together now, and he's not really talking to me. Like I went to sit with him close to him, and he got up and he moved and he turned his face the other way. And I'm looking at him thinking, if I could just get into your head once and understand what you're trying to, what you want me to do, how can I help you? And but I don't know. I would love to know a lot of things, actually, Neelam. I would like to know so many things about them. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but as long as they bring you lots of joy and
Oh, they
happiness.
do. They do.
Wonderful. So now, last question we have for you is, what would you name the autobiography of your life?
Oh my God. Um. Oh boy. Wow. Honestly, I don't think anyone one would believe anything that's written, because it's quite sometimes beyond the ordinary would be the
Mm.
name.
Wow.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
Cool.
a little bit about, we covered a lot, but I wanted to know from you a little bit about your views on meditation and what it's done for you.
So Neelam, I think we all know, all of us sitting here know the value of meditation, and there are formal ways to meditate that we teach. So there are courses, and it takes you from one level to another level, and it takes you deeper into understanding yourself and being in sync with who you are. And then there are those informal moments of meditation. You could be just enjoying the moment, um, speaking, dancing, watching, and just being so 100% in what you're doing. And that itself, to me, is another way of being meditative. Um, and these moments are what actually brings you, consolidates you through the changing times.
Mm.
And it kind of gives you the the aspect of you becomes very big, strong, solid, um, and centered. So I think meditation, in whatever form you're choosing to do, is such a deep requirement today. Always has been, but today I think we're all being challenged at different levels, and to be able to really, I don't think there's been a greater time when the fragility of life has been as apparent as it has been to everybody, no matter how old or young or you are. and to make the most of what we have, this life which is we've been given, which is so extraordinary. I believe that when you when you meditate, when you really live the moment, you're giving yourself the best of the opportunities you've been given. This life, which is in itself a huge gift. And I think we wake up not realizing that this day, I mean, so many people, so many of us have lost so many people through the past few years. And some people have just not woken up to, to have another day. And that you wake up to that and you say, the breath is still, I still have this. Um, Let me make the most of it. And meditation gives you a deeper understanding and experience of that.
Beautiful.
So beautifully said.
So, all
Yeah.
those listening, I think tune in and learn how to meditate. It's really a
Yeah,
gift.
it is truly, truly.
So thank you so much, Rhea.
You're
This was
so
so,
welcome.
so beautiful.
Thank you, Rhea. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. It's so good to connect with you. I
I
mean,
know.
we're doing this, but it's great to see you guys.
Jane, you can stop recording.